Alright, we're back with One Piece, chapter 1064. It dropped, I assume, a few hours ago. Yeah, let's just get into it. I read it already. I think I'm gonna be continuing on from the previous episode's format. Instead of, having a reaction and talking for like 30 minutes, I would just read it on my own, compile it in a short. Okay, I don't think the notes are short, but it's shorter than 30 minutes. So, yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, so the title of the chapter, 1064, is Egghead's Research Stratum. And the cover page, we get to see what confirms the theories, or not theories, but okay, let's just call them theories, which confirms that Kuzan was the one who practically ransacked the chocolate town. And yeah, it shows Kuzan and Van Auger standing in front of kidnapped Pudding. And I just want to mention that I knew Blackbeard's crew was always on the taller side, but Van Auger standing next to Kuzan, yeah, Van Auger's pretty freaking tall. And, I mean, we kind of knew that Kuzan was working together with Blackbeard, but we get confirmation, I think at least. I don't know if they confirmed it already previously, but we get confirmation that Kuzan is actually in part of the Blackbeard crew. So, after the cover story, we get to see where we left off from Blackbeard and Law fighting. So let's see here. Yeah, so we see Blackbeard on Stronger and, Law preparing to attack, or defend rather. And Blackbeard starts off by using the Gura Gura no Mi. So, of course, it's strong, it shakes everything. But then we see Law apply his awakened techniques on Blackbeard, which essentially injures him and damages him because first and foremost nobody told him, and he didn't know that Law has awakened his fruit. So I don't know whether he would have, would he have not taken any damage if he knew? Or, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have taken lesser damage, but I'm pretty sure he would have still taken damage anyway, because it's Law. Law isn't gonna go down like topple over that easily. So we also get to see Law's crew at work, because I've been seeing a lot of comments, not on my channel, but a lot of just comments and stuff talking about how, or memes talking about how Law is practically the one carrying the crew, and for the most part, you're not wrong. But we get to see that Law's crew isn't as incompetent as people think they are. Basically, they were instructed to take the sub and go underwater and sink Blackbeard's ship, which is kind of smart, because Blackbeard's crew consists, or rather, pretty much all or most of the captains have devil fruits, which, yeah, if they manage to sink their ship, they're pretty much screwed, right? So, yeah, that's good on Law's crew's part, because they're, from what I can tell in the panels, they were freaking up the underside of Blackbeard's ship, or those logs. So then we get to see a roughed up Pudding in a jail cell, and she talks about how if Big Mom isn't dead, then she'll come to save her and stuff. And how to say? Yeah, I've watched a number of videos on the previous chapter, and well, what is it? One especially, Grand Line Review. I love his videos, by the way. So more or less, he mentioned what I forgot in the last chapter, because I was talking about Pudding, and the power that I knew that she had was just that, removing the memories or altering the memories and stuff like that, right? But yeah, while watching Grand Line Review's video, apparently she can read she can decipher poneglyphs, and I remember that too. And like, damn, okay, difference between uh me and a big YouTube channel that does this for his job or something. But yeah, so that's why she was important, not because of that memory thing. Although maybe that could be important too. I don't know. But anyway, after that, we see Law and Blackbeard clash. Law using his huge elongated sword, and Blackbeard, clashing. And then Blackbeard decides this time he wanted to use, his Yami Yami no Mi. And he uses Black Vortex, which makes Law panic a little bit. Or exclamation mark, like, basically. And then we see a small panel of Sakazuki. And what did he say? Yeah, basically we see him saying that being Fleet Admiral is so frustrating, and yeah, which I don't know. It suggests that, I may be overanalyzing. Maybe he just doesn't want to intervene because it's two strong powers, being Law's crew and Blackbeard's crew, fighting against each other. But I think I think from what I can gather from what he said about it being frustrating, it's like, because I used to think that Sakazuki was the one who was like, let's say Kaido and Big Mom were fighting against the worst generation, like I assumed that he was the one, pulling the strings and telling them not to interfere, and only interfere afterwards, after all the fighting was done. But from what I can tell, at least from what I think is happening, is that the Gorosei or some other higher power, or even Im, basically they're the ones telling him that they cannot engage, because by him saying that he's frustrated being the Fleet Admiral, it seems to me like without the people telling him not to, he would have just gone and confronted them anyway. Which also means that, well, it doesn't mean that he is as strong as him. The Navy is as strong as, let's say, a Yonko crew, but it made it seem like he was definitely strong enough to take them on, as opposed to what we thought last time, like one Yonko crew equals to 3 admirals. And maybe that was true for Whitebeard's case. But I don't know. Yeah, I just think that Sakazuki, if he wasn't controlled by some other authority, he would have just gone and confronted them, like fought the pirates. That's what I think, at least. But anyway, we get back to Luffy's group, and basically we get to see, it was another funny part, to prevent, the Kuma from locking onto them and attacking Luffy's group, as well as preventing Luffy's group from attacking the Kuma thing, the pacifista, Bonnie turned all of them into different, basically aged them. So Bonnie and Jinbei were kids again, and Chopper and Luffy were very old. So we get to see the second Luffy being old in the second time. It kind of looks like when he turned into, after he finished using his Gear 5th for the first time, when he turned into an old man. Basically looked like that. Then yeah, Jinbei just went on to mention of how Kuma was portrayed, at least to him, like he was a tyrant to the Sorbet Kingdom. He was forced out of the kingdom to become a pirate. And then when the Navy caught him, they found out his revolutionary ties, so he was made to be locked up forever until Vegapunk offered him to basically Vegapunk told Kuma that he could continue to roam the seas as a warlord if he submitted himself to become a cyborg, like body modification cloning, right? So that was from the point of view of Jinbei, from what he knew. And then obviously Bonnie was like questioning, why would he do such a thing? My dad wouldn't do such a thing. She also found what pretty much is a lightsaber, which is cool. And then we see her also refute the claims, and that her dad wouldn't submit to the government, stuff like that. And then going back to the lightsaber, Luffy, in his old self, in his old man self, he's in awe over the lightsaber. And then Bonnie turns them back into, their regular ages. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for Luffy's group. Then we head to the Thousand Sunny group. And the Vega Force is currently the big Gundam thing. Like, basically carrying them up with jet thrusters. And also an anti-gravity unit. So not only do we see some gloves that can combat light, but also an anti-gravity unit, which, okay, I didn't write this down in the script, but thinking of it, this, because I noted down that this might be important in the future, like some anti-gravity thing, because we frankly never seen it before. Same like those light gloves that manage to hit light, But yeah, light for freaking Kizaru, right? And then for Fujitora, gravity, anti-gravity. That might be an interesting. I think. Yeah, that. These things could be used to combat the admirals, So maybe we might see another sort of technology that could fight against Green Bull. What's his? Let's just call him Green Bull. I forgot his name, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, they're definitely gonna be important, and if they're not, well, cool stuff anyway, right? So then we see the Vega Force bring the Thousand Sunny group and the ship, of course, to Egghead Island. And then basically the whole crew, except for Brook and Zoro, because they're protecting the ship, the whole crew, or the rest of them besides the two, hopped off the ship to explore, And then they come across the same fashion sort of booth, and they've changed into similar costumes or outfits as Luffy's group, And they look cool, of course. Fan service moment for people who love legs, because same as Bonnie, Nami and Robin are pantless. They don't have pants. I don't know. But yeah, after that, pretty much, we get to see Sanji like woo, fawn over the both of the ladies. Then the last important panel was that we get to see the logic, or basically Punk O1, the logic punk, I guess, talking to someone, and we find out that it's Dragon. So, does Vegapunk have ties? I mean, talking to Dragon, I'm pretty sure he has ties to the revolutionaries, right? I don't know though, but basically, Vegapunk in the logic form like mentions that he'll die soon, and Dragon on his side was like, don't joke about that. And yeah, from what I can infer, it's pretty much they're pretty much friends, right? Or acquaintances at the very least. I don't know. It seems to me that it's that way, and that's it. This chapter was good. This was a good chapter. All of the recent chapters are good, and One Piece is great in general, right? So yeah. Besides that, I don't know what I could theorize. Besides the, for one, let's go back to the Whitebeard and Law fight. Whitebeard's using his devil fruit now, so I don't expect Law to win. I expect him to give Teach trouble, but for the most part, I think he's gonna get beat up. For Sakazuki, I think that he would have gone, but because of some higher authority, he couldn't. Let's see. Also, going back to the Kuma, yeah, I think that what Jinbei said is definitely not true, or maybe some of it is as a twist, but from what it seems like Oda's setting up, it seems like Kuma isn't a bad guy. And I mean his last wish before he turned into a full robot or something, or cyborg, was that to add, his last wish that he asked from Vegapunk was to let him protect the Sunny, which seems to me like he isn't a bad guy. He really isn't. Oda's painting him like a decent guy at the very least. Same with Vegapunk actually, because Vegapunk obliged with his request. So at the very least, Vegapunk might be decent. And Kuzan also, like, Kuzan is good, but it's just that he has to use Whitebeard, I assume. Not Whitebeard. He has to use Blackbeard, I assume, to, become, or at least get closer to the justice he seeks, But I might be completely wrong. Who knows? Lastly, for Dragon and Vegapunk talking, I can't theorize much. I don't know. They might go back a long ways. Might be friends. I'm not sure. Or maybe in the latter part of Vegapunk's life, because he lived for very long, right? So he had to be like serving the world government like for a time, and maybe the longer he was serving them, the more atrocities he's seen. So then he's seen that the power that's closest to stopping the world government is the revolutionaries. So maybe that's how they got to know each other. But I don't know for sure. Overall, what would I rate this chapter? A 9. The only thing that was missing for me was... Actually, now that I think about it, it's not a perfect chapter. I wouldn't give it a 10, but I also wouldn't give it a 9. Somewhere in between. You decide how I feel about that. I don't know. But it's a good chapter. Very good. Very informative. Also very nice to see Blackbeard and law fighting, or rather more of Blackbeard, because we finally get to see like him in action, you know, like actually fighting, like after the time skip. Because we see Boa Hancock, Kobe and uh, Kobe and Blackbeard, you know, just standing down. We don't actually get to see him fight, so now we're actually seeing him fight, and he looks, I mean, rightfully so, he looks freaking terrifying, right? Like just like a vortex, and then, you know. But yeah, overall good chapter. 20 minutes or 21 minutes of video. I think, yeah, I've covered the whole chapter. I'll continue this format for the following chapters. If I'm not too lazy, I'll up the production quality. I'll up the production quality, but for the most part, you know, I just enjoy talking about One Piece in general. For the very few who actually watch my videos and all the way through without any editing or any like music in the background of some sort, and you actually find this entertaining, thank you for watching, you know. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, I guess. If you didn't like it, you can also give a thumbs down. I'm fine with it. But I prefer that if you didn't like it, please leave some of your criticisms, and preferably constructive criticism on what I could do better in the following videos and in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. My name's Sebastian. I like One Piece, anime, manga. I like I like stuff. Just if you like, just recommend stuff that I could read or watch, songs I could listen to, games I could play, be it mobile or computer games, stuff I could try like food, anything. Just recommend me stuff. If it's not that absurd, and if it's like accessible enough for me to get it, I'll try them out. And yeah, you could just leave whatever you want to see me do in the next videos in the comments. And yeah, I'm up for trying new things. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. So thank you so much. Again, one more time. If you like it, please like and subscribe. And if you don't like it, you can just hit the dislike. And please leave a comment why you didn't like it. Hopefully it will be constructive criticism. And if it's not, man, it's fine too. But anyway, thank you for watching. My name's Sebastian. Bye.